What would you do if you had one chance to bring the love of your life back from the dead? What if that one chance depended on a single, simple rule? A rule that was impossible to keep? This is the story of the greatest musician who ever lived and the one glance that doomed him for eternity. Once upon a time, in the sun-drenched valleys of ancient Thrace, there lived a musician named Orpheus. Gifted by the god Apollo himself, his music was so enchanting that wild wolves would lie down with lambs to listen, and rushing rivers would slow their flow to hear his melodies. His heart belonged to a beautiful dryad named Eurydice, whose laughter was like the ringing of silver bells. Their love was a perfect, joyful harmony, a song that the whole world seemed to sing along with. But on the day of their glorious wedding, as the entire forest celebrated, a dark shadow fell. A satyr, drunk on wine and overcome by desire, chased the beautiful Eurydice through the blooming meadows. Desperate to escape his clutches, she fled into the tall grass, not seeing the venomous serpent hidden within. The creature struck her ankle, and its poison was swift and cruel. Her last breath was a whisper of Orpheus's name. Orpheus found her, cold and still. The music in his soul died. His songs of joy now twisted into raw, unbearable cries of grief that made the very stars in the sky weep. The world had lost all its colour and all its sound. Refusing to accept a world without her light, he made a terrifying vow. He would do the impossible, journey to the underworld itself, the land of the dead, and bring her back. His descent was a path of nightmares. He travelled through caves that breathed cold mist, past shadows that whispered of despair. He arrived at the banks of the river Styx, where the souls of the dead crowded a ghostly shore. The ferryman, Charon, grim and pale, refused to take a living man. But Orpheus lifted his lyre. He played a song of such profound loss and longing that Charon, who had never shown mercy, was moved to silence. He granted the heartbroken musician passage. In the vast, echoing throne room of Hades, king of the dead, and his queen Persephone, Orpheus fell to his knees. Before the cold, immortal rulers, he did not plead with words. He played. He poured all of his love, his joy, and his devastating grief into a melody more powerful than any prayer. The relentless wheel of Ixion stopped turning. The water meant for Tantalus's lips paused mid-air. For the first time in eternity, the underworld was silent but for his song. A single shimmering tear rolled down the cheek of Queen Persephone. Moved by this unprecedented display, Hades spoke. His voice echoed like shifting stone. Eurydice could follow him back to the world of the living, but on the long climb back to the light, Orpheus must never look back. He must never turn to see if she was truly behind him. He must have faith. One single glance over his shoulder, and she would be lost to him forever. Hope soaring in his heart, Orpheus began the agonizing ascent. The path was steep, dark, and utterly silent. With every step, a terrible doubt grew in his mind. Was that the rustle of her gown, or just the echo of his own steps? Was she truly there, or was this a cruel trick of the gods? The silence was a torture worse than any monster. The weight of his love became heavier than the weight of the entire world above him. After what felt like an eternity, a sliver of golden light appeared ahead, the entrance to the living world. He could feel the warm air on his face. Overwhelmed by love, fear, and the desperate need to see her, his resolve shattered just steps from salvation. He could wait no longer. He spun around, his eyes met hers. She was there, more beautiful than he remembered, her face filled with love and sorrow. But the law of the underworld was absolute. As he reached for her, she began to fade, pulled back into the depths by an unseen force. Her hand slipped through his. Her final word was not an accusation, but a gentle, heartbreaking farewell. "Orpheus!" He scrambled back into the darkness, but a wall of solid rock had sealed the path. He was alone. He had reached the light, but he had lost her not once, but twice. all for a single, fateful glance. For the rest of his days, the music of Orpheus was filled with an eternal, haunting sorrow, a timeless melody of a love that was almost won and lost for a moment of doubt. Thank you for sharing this tragic tale of love and loss with us. If this story moved you, ensure you never miss another by subscribing to Amoura Stories and turning on notifications. A new story of love, myth, and magic awaits you every day.